Edward the Black Prince was his name, and he's the guy who has the 3 feathers, and he was known as the Black Prince. There's lots of rumors as to why he was called the Black Prince, that he dressed in all black, that he was cruel to people, the way he treated people. Actually, interesting, it's 1333 I see there. It makes me think of 666 because 3 times 2. So that's kind of interesting. But anyway, here's a picture image of him dressed all in black, kind of foreboding. The Black Prince, the name of the painting is called The Black Prince of Cressy by Julian Russell Story, painted in 1888. But he has, it's kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts or something. He has this notorious reputation for being this cruel guy in battle. If you scroll down here, it talks about why he's called the Black Prince. But in any case, his name was Saint Edward. And so I'll just show you here if I can get down to it. There's a lot of stuff on this guy. So feel free to go back and learn more about the Black Prince. But I wanted to show you some. Oh, there's England was in there. I don't know if you caught that. But okay. Oh, here it is. It says, why was he called the Black Prince? So here's another picture of him. And it says, because he had a black shield or black armor and a brutal reputation, particularly towards the French in Aquitaine. So that's the reason he was called the Black Prince. And I think you'll see in here too his little plumes. I might have already passed it, but that little, the 3 little feathers. It's in here somewhere. So, I think it's right here. So there it is. There's the 3 feathers of the Black Prince. So, okay. So his name is Saint Edward the Black Prince, and the crown that is going to go upon Charles's head is called Saint Edward's crown. Now, they don't exactly know where this crown came from. Okay, so let me go back here for a second to Mr. Black Prince. So I want to show you this. Oh, yeah. I'm glad I brought that up. Thanks, God. So this is actually called the Shield for Peace. Okay, so he was known as the Prince of Peace. Can you believe that? So this cruel, dark, soul, and who wore black and was brutal, actually had a shield called the Shield of Peace, and it says, I serve, I serve, I serve, right, on his shield with those 3 plumes, the shield for peace. So he's known as the Prince of Peace, right? So as we know, Jesus says when they say Prince and safety, then sudden destruction will come upon them, right? And we know that Jesus really is the true Prince of Peace. And of course, Satan masquerades as an angel of light. So the way Chucky's going to come in is as a minister of peace, a Prince of Peace, right? That's why when you look at him, he's so unassuming, and you're like, oh, come on, that can't be the Antichrist. The Antichrist has got to be this cruel guy or this super charming guy or all these kinds of things. But if you look at his history and you look at his pedigree and you look at his connections with everybody, what he is a peacemaker. He's a guy who can kind of come in and, okay, well, we'll work this out. Don't worry. I'll take care of that for you. Yeah, sure. We'll get you. You want a temple? We'll get you a temple. One of the agreements he has is to get a temple for Israel in one of his plans, I should say. I won't say agreement, but one of his plans is to initiate, the idea of getting a temple built for them. Apparently, there's already a Masonic of the lodge in that area, and that they've already got plans for that. They're already trying to make that happen, and that's part of the peace deal. And probably going to be in return for giving Palestine their own land. They're going to work that agreement out. So he's going to come as the guy of peace, and that's kind of how he is. If you think about it, he's real mild-mannered. He's kind of peaceful, sort of everybody's buddy, everybody's friends. The Muslims love him, the Jews love him, the Christians love him, etc. Right? Even though he's obviously a Cretan, but they don't care, because they're all worldly anyway. So they don't care about the fact that he's, has the history that he has that's not good. But anyway, so Prince of Peace, right? Prince of Peace, that's how he's coming in. So St. Edward's crown, well, this guy is called Edward the Black Prince, right? And when they think about this crown, they don't exactly know the origins of it. Now, Edward the Black Prince, just to be clear, lived in June of around 1330 to 1376. So that'd be like the 14th century. So St. Edward's crown, they know it was made for Charles II in 1661 as a replacement for the medieval crown, which had melted down in 1649. But the original was thought to date back to the 11th century royal saint Edward the Confessor. But they don't really know, right? That's what they think, but they're not really sure. So it's called Edward's crown, but which Edward are we really talking about here? Something to consider there. Now, what's interesting about this crown, in addition to the name, is there's going to be two crowns at the coronation that we see if we're here to see it. Well, I suppose either way we may see it, but the coronation is going to happen here. There's going to be two crowns involved. You got St. Edward's crown, which is this one, and then you've got the imperial state crown. Okay, so the imperial state crown is also tied in to the Black Prince. Okay, so what's going to happen is they're going to put this one on Chucky's head, and then he's going to switch it to a different crown called the imperial state crown. So he's going to go from St. Edward's crown to the imperial state crown. And let me show you that here. So in the middle, this is the imperial state crown, and in the middle of this crown is, well, of course, the Black Prince's ruby. Isn't that interesting? So he's going to go from St. Edward's crown, which may or may not be connected to Edward the Black Prince, and he's going to put on another crown that is definitely connected to the Black Prince and has a large ruby of the Black Prince smack in the middle of it, and that has that large red ruby as you see here, and that is the Black Prince's ruby smack in the middle. And that's going to be the one he puts on after he puts on the other Edward crown.